Welcome to a new video. This video is going to be a bit long maybe, but entertaining. There are several things we need to fix on the Maserati and we're going to show you. First, I have to fix a sensor that I cut intentionally. And I want to tell you about my best friend who I have right here below in the onboard diagnostic led too. After that, I want to try to fix the car's amplifier. I already did some research on how to do it. Honestly, I don't really trust my skills to fix this, but we're going to try and then we'll figure it out.
The window you see here, the one that doesn't go up anymore, is broken.
So, one day I went out to eat with Sophie and I'll tell you about it in a moment. But anyway, let's get started. Let's begin. Before we start, I want to introduce you to my best friend who we have connected here. His name is Carly. I want to recommend it to you and explain why, since it's helped me so much with the Maserati. Literally 2 days after buying the Maserati, the check engine light came on and I thought, I'm in trouble, I regret having bought it. You know how Drifter gets when he's stressed? And about 3 days after the check engine light came on, Juka showed up and told me, Drifter, don't stress, I have a Carly, we need to plug it in and see how it works. Back then I didn't know him, but now he's my best friend. Guys, long story short, we plugged in the Carly right away. I'll explain how it works because it's super easy. It's from your phone, it's awesome. And we checked. Sure enough, it pulled up a code and the code was about emissions issues, probably because they removed the catalytic converters or something like that. The point is that I relaxed a lot. We cleared the code, we cleared the check engine light from the app, and it didn't come back on, which I think is just amazing. So what's my point with all this? We're putting it back on now so I can explain it to you. Because I cut a wire from the ambient temperature sensor. I cut the ambient temperature sensor, which is this one right here. We're going to put it back on right now. Because it was giving wrong readings, it wasn't working anymore. And the problem is that when it showed that it was cold, don't ask me why, the air conditioning would stop working. And in Miami, it was a nightmare. You could be calmly sitting in traffic when it suddenly showed cold, turned off the air conditioning, and you started overheating. So I said, man, I'm going to cut it literally, and I doubt anything will happen. Oh great, Drifter's check engine light is on again. Am I supposed to be surprised by this? You don't have to go to the mechanic anymore. You don't have to go to the mechanic to diagnose what the problem with the car is. Obviously, if it has a major issue, then you have to take it in for repairs, you know? If the check engine light had just come on right now, what would it have? I don't know. Misfire in bank 2? Oh well, I have to go get the car fixed, right? But if it has very simple issues, you can diagnose it and you can tell if the car is okay or not. Without needing to go somewhere where they give you the runaround or give you ideas that aren't right. You literally have it on your phone, which I think is amazing. We're now putting this small sensor directly on the mirror. It's quick. I know because I already took it apart to cut it, so I'm going to take it apart again to put it on properly. Let's see if it works, if the sensor I bought works, and if the big pot is going to be fine now. First, I'll remove the magnifying glass. Alright, Drifter, if you remove that and it doesn't start, nothing breaks. So you're on the right track. And then check it out. Alright, brothers, it's done like a professional. It even looks like I know what I'm doing. Let's finish putting it together and that's it. I'm not going to lie to you. On this channel, we don't lie. There it is. The white cable in the back is the one I cut. You can imagine my desperation when I said to have breakfast. I'm going to remove this now if I forget. How did you do it? Oh, over there. Here. Smart. This is the new sensor that literally just the very tip goes in, sticking out down here. And that's it. Simple. So let's put it on. I've already connected them. I saw both of them obviously are kind of there. This is just a test setup to see if it works. If it does, we'll assemble it, guys. Now that it's connected and blinking, it's already working. What we do here is go to the Easy app. We already have the Maserati connected. You hit connect, it'll take about 10 seconds done. And here you hit diagnose, check if there's any problem. Obviously there will be problems. Why? Because I cut a wire, that's it. And look, it shows that there are two problems. We tap on it and it tells us, well, what's the problem? ambient air temperature sensor, ambient air intermittent circuit, well, with problems. I mean exactly what I did, which was cut the circuit. And well, it tells you to obviously act quickly. It shows it in red. If it's a simple problem, it'll show it in orange, but here it says no in control. Which one? Check engine, Dad, literally. We erased it for him just like we did with Chuka and cleared the check engine. It didn't return. I read in several places that sometimes that check engine light comes on in Maseratis and sometimes you erase it and nothing happens.
Well, in this case, it keeps coming on because it's broken.
Right now, once we fix it, we're going to clear it and you'll see it won't come on anymore. So, what happens?
Are we saving ourselves a trip to the mechanic?
We know exactly what's wrong with the car right from our phone, and that way we can drive around much more at ease. For now, I'm very happy with Carly, with the way it works, and I'll leave it up to you. Here's a tip for you. Look, let me show you. It's already showing there, did you see? 86 Fahrenheit. I don't know how much that is, but it sounds reasonable to me.
Now, the moment of truth. Will the check engine light go off?
Yeah, tell me, yeah. Good job, Alonso. Good job, Drifter. Good job, Maserati. Tell me, what did you think, Carly's crew? Honestly, I love knowing what's going on with my car and I love it. Well, yes. Just a moment there. Guys, we're going to try to make it a little longer. Right now, I'll explain why. A little longer here, a little longer here. Now, guys, I'll explain. Normally, when I make a connection like this, where the cables go together, I try to stagger them. That is, I try not to cut in the same place and join everything in the same spot. Because if something fails, or this little thing breaks due to friction, vibration, or whatever, and if this wire touches this one where it's exposed, well, if they end up touching, it gets ruined. So if they're a little out of alignment and one gets stripped or the other gets stripped or anything happens, when it touches, it's going to touch. Well, just imagine this one is going to touch. If it happens to touch because this one broke, then it's going to touch up here. It will never get damaged unless you place them the same way and they touch, which ruins them. So, try to make the connections staggered and that's it. It'll save you a lot of trouble. Using this is a bit of an unorthodox method. Normally it's done with a lighter, but I don't have a lighter, so we're going to use this. Alright guys, if you notice, the connections aren't the same. Last week I went out, Sophie and I went to eat in the car, and when I closed the door, I heard a strange noise in the window. And the truth is it broke. For those who don't know, cars that don't have a frame, when you open the door, let's see if you can see it. Did you notice that when you open the door, the window literally goes down because the glass goes into the body of the car? Cars that have a frame like this, the glass always stays there, and it stays there. You open the door and the glass stores inside it. Cars that don't have a frame like this, the glass is stored in the car's arch. And when you open the door, it goes down. And when you close the door, it goes up. We went to eat and I heard that the door made a strange noise. I said I didn't like it, lowered the window a bit more. It went down fine, but then it wouldn't go back up. So I lowered it further, thinking maybe it needed to be all the way down to work again. I lowered it all the way and it wouldn't go back up and it wouldn't go down and it wouldn't go up. And honestly, I got really frustrated at that moment because we hadn't eaten and the situation kind of put me in a bad mood. So I told Sophie, let's go back. I parked the car here where it is and I started taking the door apart. That's why I didn't record it, but now we're in a good mood, so I decided to record it so you all can see what happened. The conclusion was the following. You're going to see it from this side. Careful, Drifter. We're going to lower the door, which is clearly disassembled. What happened is that here, obviously, it has a little motor. These are the ones, one is new, one is broken. Yes, it broke down. I was investigating, which is why it's important for us to take things apart. Everyone said that what usually breaks down, I mean like on internet forums and stuff, The most common thing to break is this part with the cables, and it comes as the whole car system. So in my desperation, I said, fine, I'll just order that. If everyone says that's what usually breaks, then that's what I'll order. But I said no. I'll take it apart to see if that's really it or if I can. I don't know if a gear broke, so I'll see if I can just order the gear. So I started taking it apart and realized what was actually broken.
It was the small motor. The motor itself isn't broken, it's the gear on the motor. It's frustrating.
As you can see, that gear is stripped. It's completely stripped, and it's even missing a piece there. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but yeah. That's right, I connected it and activated it outside, and the gear is completely stripped, so I already ordered the motor. If you're wondering if there was a way to just order the gear, I didn't want to look into it. To be honest with you, look at how it spins. That shouldn't happen. That means it's stripped. It's not supposed to spin like that, it's just that one piece is separated from the other. You see that? So I thought about just ordering the gear, but then I said, well, by the time I figure out if it's the gear, order the wrong one, return it and all that, I said, that's it. I'm ordering the real Maserati part. Obviously, it cost me a lot more, I guess, than if I had just ordered the gear.
But that's how it is, or have the car taken apart for 2 or 3 weeks while waiting for one to arrive.
Let's hope it is, but sometimes it's not. Just order another and return it.
I got really pale, so I ordered the engine and we're installing it, right?
I hope it's not rocket science, and I hope that's really the problem. But well, let's put in the new little engine and see how it turns out. Alright brothers, let's put in the new little engine and let's pray. And I just remembered how this goes. It's gonna be kind of a hassle, but honestly, yeah. I'm grateful that it was the engine. Because if it had been the whole cable system and all that, that would have been a problem. Well, you've already seen these cables. They're attached to rails that go all the way over here. You'd have to put them in. No, that's where you'd see the problem. It would have sparked, and maybe I would have sent it to someone or something. I wouldn't like it, but look, all things considered, it didn't go that badly for me, I think. I think so. Okay, done. I already put it on. Well, the most complicated part. Let's try it. The moment of truth, guys. The moment of truth. This is it. I remember I was walking around here. Some actors, I guess. Come on, no. No love, right?
How do you look for it? Careful, what do you think?
Yes, so yes, the glue is a bit sticky. Yes, no problem. Actually, it was just as it was. I tried to remove it, but well, there it is. No way, like a boss. Nothing happened here. Banda la Teresa del Pastel. Served, young man, like new Banda. We're excited since it was overdue. We've had the car for 3 months now, or maybe a little more, and we don't have audio. The truth is, we don't use it much. The car is used very little, just for very short distances. The noise is beautiful. And honestly, we've never said, oh, we need music, you know? It's like when you're on the highway and think, oh, you really need music, but we haven't driven it on the highway much. So, I think that's the reason why I didn't give it that much importance. But now, it's time. We have the amplifier here. Initially, I checked all the fuses in the back, in the trunk. Below, it has like the fuse box, the fuse case for the entire audio system. I literally checked it. I checked all of them. Obviously, I first checked and looked up in the diagrams and so on to see which one it was. I checked it and it was fine, so I thought, well, maybe it's not that one. I checked all of them and they were all fine, so it wasn't the fuses. Then I investigated the next step. Well, amps break down a lot. Google is Google. Google solves everything. So I went into the forums and saw that a lot of people say their amps break down. I started looking into how much they cost. They're super expensive, over $500 used. That seemed like a ton of money for that. You could buy a good one because they also say these don't sound very good. So even though it's Bose, they're not that great. But anyway, the point is that I took it out of the car and took it apart. I want you guys to see it. Here I have the screws so I don't lose them. I don't know if you can see them. I didn't mess with it, so there shouldn't be a problem, right? It has several little things that I noticed are wrong. I want you guys to see it, and today we're going to try to make it work. I'm not very good with electronics. Honestly, I'm not good at all. I could even say I'm bad, but well, we have to try. And what better way to find out than with something that's already broken? So, what's the first thing you notice? You'll tell me what looks odd when the cover's off. I already noticed something strange. First of all, when I took it apart, I realized that here in this part right here, I saw that this piece is missing. The one that's supposed to be here. I kept it specifically. So that little cube goes here, so we're going to try to solder it. I hope it works. This looks broken, more than burned, it looks broken. And the other thing I noticed is that on this side, as you can see here, there's a brown stain, so that's burned. So my theory, maybe if you know about electronics, you're going to say, Alonso, you're very wrong, you're going in a completely different direction. Well, I looked at it all over, and that's the only thing that looks burned. There are a lot of things like resistors and so on that look fine to me. So I ordered that part online, and I also ordered this thing we have here. I got this from Amazon, which cost me $10. It's probably low quality, I guess it's low quality. But anyway, it's a soldering iron that's going to help me solder this new part to solder this little piece here again. And well, let's do it today and keep our fingers crossed that it works out well. I just found out I have some tweezers here, and I was recording for you with the knife. Damn drifter. Let's put this together. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do to warm up is solder this little piece. I have no idea what it is, but I can tell by the way it broke. Which side does it go on? There's an extra piece here and it's missing a piece here, so I want to assume it goes like this. Oh, well, yeah, I don't know what half the things I have here are for, but this already smells hot to me, sir. This is going to have to be surgical precision, brothers, Jesus Christ. And according to my theory, the solder is already there, so I don't even have to add more solder, right? I just have to heat it up. The metal gets hot enough to melt the solder. It's soldered. The theory works. I've already soldered the first piece. Just to be sure, I'm going to go test it like this because that piece was really loose. I mean, when I took apart the amp, that thing was just sitting there. So just to test, I'm going to check if that's the problem, because if that's all it is, then we've got it fixed. So I soldered it properly, put it back in place, and now I'm gonna go connect it to the car. Let's connect it to the car and see if it works. If it works, woo, we saved ourselves a huge problem. If it doesn't work, well, what happens? Well, we'll see in a bit. I got it. Where does this go? Alright, let's put in 2 little screws. We don't need more to go test it. Let's do it. Moment of truth. It should make a sound there, right? That's the reason why we haven't really cared much about the music, to be honest. I started to take this off even though I said I wouldn't. I said I wouldn't take it off. Because the color underneath is more grayish, it's not so black, so these 3 shades are going to look very different. Which I didn't want, but I started doing it like this with my nail to see if it would come off. Yes, it did come off, but it's fine. Okay, since it didn't work, let's try putting on this little piece, which, as far as I know, is the one that's broken because everything around it is burned. I bought the same one and I have no idea how the heck we're going to put it on, but we're going to try. For this special task, we're changing the tip. We're switching to a flat tip because I need to desolder this piece in the back.
I'm just making this up as I go, brother.
Dude, I already took off the little chip, but dude, it ended up all messed up, man. How the hell did I take that off, man? Let's see how I can remove it between the lines on these things, dude. Here, here, and here. How do I take all this off? I'll just put it on. Look at the size. How am I going to do it?
I don't know. I have no idea. The only thing I hope is that it works.
And that they don't touch each other. Because look how thin it is. I mean, by thin, I mean small. Okay, this is my finger. Look how thin it is. Literally, this is my finger. And look. No, I can't believe it. And the point is to solder each one of these little lines. But what I'm afraid of is that there's solder here. So if this solder from number 1 goes over to number 2, or from number 2 to number 3.
Oh, like that. If any of those touch, well, as far as I know, it gets ruined. So it's gonna be a short circuit like the Z.
So let's try to make sure that doesn't happen. How? I don't know, but let's do it. It's done, brothers. Honestly, it looks good. It looks good. It's very, very, very small, and I can't tell if... Well, it's done, brothers. Honestly, it looks good, but it's extremely small. I don't have a magnifying glass. Honestly, I would have liked to work with a magnifying glass, but let's hope it turns out well. Honestly, guys, honestly, I think that's it, man. I think that's it. Let's put it on. Imagine if it actually works. Obviously, I have the worst expectations for this because 1, I don't know what I'm doing, and 2, I don't even know about this. I mean, if this solves the problem, I just took the card apart, saw it was burnt, and said this is the one that needs to be changed, and I'm changing it. If this works out, you have to take your hat off to Drift, okay? Okay, attempt number 2. Now comes the moment of truth. I've already changed everything I thought would work. Imagine if it actually works. No, I'm not going for it. Wait. I made a noise. It's making a noise. It's trying to work. How do you explain that? Did the speakers make a noise, guys? Did you hear it? Okay, we have faith. If it hadn't made any noise at all, I think I would have already given up. But since it did, it tried to start. Did you hear it? I have faith that maybe I burned it when I was putting it in or something. I'm going to put another one in. I have like 5 of those. I brought a little bag with 5, so I'm going to put another one in.
This time I'll make sure. I thought I did it right before, but I'll try to do better and see what happens.
Wait, cross your fingers, guys. Well, it's done, the best I could. Well, it's done, brothers. Well, no, it's done. Actually, I just put a new one of these little chips we have here. A new one. I did the best I could, and I'm proud of my work. So I think if it can work, now is the time. Therefore, if it doesn't work now, I'm really not going to do anything else to it. I think I'll just give up.
I'd have to buy a new amp or find another way to solve it.
But let's cross our fingers and try it out. Brothers, we've already connected it for the 2nd time. Honestly, my expectations are really low, but hey, the worst attempt is the one you don't make, so let's go for it. Even though my expectations are low, I still have a little bit of faith. No. No. What do you think, guys? What do you think about these kinds of videos? You guys have left me comments asking me to record for you. I tried to record as much as possible about the Maserati, and that's what I'm doing. I showed several little things in a video. I showed three different things, 3 different details that I've done to it. I could have not recorded them, yes, but I also could have recorded them. So tell me, what do you think? Definitely not being able to fix the audio issue worries me a little. It's really expensive. It's exactly this kind of work and mechanics and getting my hands dirty that I love, but when it goes a little over my budget and it hurts, I stop liking it. So yeah, buying the original used power supply costs $500. That's 10,000 Mexican pesos, which for me is a lot of money for something so silly. Installing an aftermarket one requires adaptation, which I don't know how to do. I'd have to take it somewhere, which will cost over $500. So I still don't know what to do about the audio issue. But everything else is turning out really well. This Maserati is turning out really nice, really cool. Honestly, the audio thing doesn't really bother me because for how little I use it, I love listening to the noise, but it's coming along. Did you see it yet? If not, watch the previous video. How did we do it?
But I'll show you that it already has the footrests in the color they're supposed to be, and it looks beautiful, guys. It looks beautiful.
We know it's not the exact shade, you can see it a bit there, but it's really nothing to worry about.
In fact, even the bumper looks like it's a different shade, like it's all been repainted and everything. So it looks good, it looks much better than black. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. Let me know in the comments what you think.
I'll read your comments and see you in the next one.